And we're back. And what to do off camera? Well, I grew a load of trees, chopped them down, got a load of leaves, put all the leaves in here. They've been sat processing through this barrel and into this sieve, and I've had to double the chest up, and we're getting lots and lots of pebbles. I did initially grow oak trees, then I switched to spruce, which turned the dirt to podzol, or the mud, sorry, to podzol. That could be a very cheap way actually of turning your mud into dirt blocks. Look, yeah, just go the two by two spruce trees, and that'll turn the mud into podzol, and then you just break it and turn it into dirt. Oh, one life little hack, see. So you're probably wondering, what's this? Well, at the end of there, I'm going to build a mod farm, but I'm going to do that on camera. And I've got a nice 3x3 clump of dirt here that I'm going to use for growing trees, and you'll see why it's 3x3, because all I can do is just plant 9 saplings and then grow them all apart from getting stuck. And we end up with a big clump of trees and a big clump of leaves, and then from there we can either we can shear them off or chop the tree down. Or we can do a bit of both. We can chop a load of leaves. Oh, this one there didn't grow. Oh, now it has. And that axis almost broken. Now it is broken. I think I've got another one. No, I haven't. Oh, damn it. That was a complete and utter waste of an axe. Good job, it's only made of wood and doesn't really matter. And then we can get some saplings back, as well as getting leaf blocks. So yeah, that just speeds up the tree growing process a little bit just by having more saplings on there. And then I just come over here, throw the leaves into here. And yeah, that's about that. So we'll let that carry on processing. In the meantime, what I want to do is take this automated process here and enlarge it some. Now, we did read in the quest rewards that you can have a 3x3 set of sieves, and one of these, hopefully one click machine, should be able to run all, or it probably won't actually, will it? We're going to have to try that and see whether it will feed a 3x3 or whether we'd need a click machine on each. So let's build some more sieves. And if I remember rightly, the recipe is slabs. Have we got any slabs? We don't. We don't need that many slabs. That'll do. Right, so we only need 9 to test. We'll leave that one running as is just there. So let's put these just here like this, all joined together, and then we're going to need sieves. Put those in here. Right. I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to pickaxe have a. Let me just break this click machine. Is this going to break? Oh no, did not pick it up. I picked it up. Right, that's okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to put this click machine right just here. Now what I need to do is build up a bit of dirt. I've got 9 dirt there, look. So if I put all 9 in there, does that feed 1? Or does it not feed any? Interesting. Oh, I know what's wrong. It's the way I place this down. It's not actually facing the sieves. Oh, it's just got mesh missing. Yeah, it's the way I placed it. Right. So, opening is the right, let's try 9 then. Right, so it does 2 rows. Why did it not do all 3? Well, that's a pain. The fact that it'll only push 2 rows out. Right, we're not able to use those sieves for something else later on, but we'll see. Anyway, what I want to do is move this now this picks up in a 3x3, so we can put it either over that one or over that one, depending on how quick it is to pick up. Let's put it over this one, because that actually is going to be a blessing for what I want to use it for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the draw controller and no, I want to put this block above, not in. Yep, that's fine. Take the draw controller here. Now it doesn't matter which way this faces, so I could put it any which way. I'll put it that way, then it's easier for me to, you know, see. And then put that underneath. Now that should cover all those. Now it depends how quick this is going to pick up and shove through the draw controller. That holds 8 stacks. That should be fine. So let's take our drawers and we will put them here. And then we'll prime each drawer with the necessary items. And then if I take the rest of these, they should all now disappear and then leave me just what is not in the drawer. Wow, there's more, way more. So we've got dripstone, calcite, and yeah, that should be all of them now. Right, okay, so let's try this out, see whether that actually picks up properly. Because there's a lot of pebbles to pick up. Well, that seemingly picked them all up. I'm guessing we need to be watching the drawers because this doesn't have an inventory. So let's, in fact, we'll watch the storage drawer because you can see there at the top of the screen, all those numbers should change hopefully when the dirt disappears, which is round about now. Yeah, that works. Works quite nicely. Right then, so that's better. So what do we need now? Well, what we really need is this times 6, because we know, in fact, that's probably not going to be quick enough either. We're going to need to do a little bit of experimenting here, I believe, to get this right. Now, I'm pretty sure that this hopper is only going to be able to feed one at a time in, and not more than that. Oh, no, that works actually. Right, okay. Yeah, that works. I wasn't expecting it to work like that. So that's fine. So we need more barrels and yeah, more hoppers basically. We need this times 6. That should get us enough input into that. The only problem with doing this times 6 is how on earth do we feed enough leaves into this? And that's a very good question. So we need 6 of these. Again, we'll keep our current setup separate. And we're going to need hoppers galore. So I need 5 more hoppers. So we can put one on top of there, and then we've got this hopper into that one, this hopper into that one, and then we'll go into there, into that one like this way, and into that one this way. And on the top of here we just put our barrels. Hopefully it doesn't rain and fill them all up with water. Right, so we need more hoppers. So we need 6, but I'll just make 9. 6, that's fine. And so here we're going straight into the top. And then this is where we put our leaves in. So we need a distribution system for this. Now we haven't quite got to the pipes mod, because that would come in useful here. And we needed flint, if I remembered right. We do. And I think our next chapter somewhere, see that one we could skip and come over here, and we've got gravel here, look, and flint. So if we make a hammer and use on certain blocks, will break them into others. As I'm taking that, we'll break cobblestone into gravel. So this is a ex nihilo hammer. So any one of these. And what sort of durability have we got on these things? Do we have metal hammers? We do. Iron hammer. So let's steal two of these iron that we found and make an iron one. Right, so it completes that quest. And now it's going to tell us to break cobblestone with the hammer to make gravel. Okay. So let's just plug these down here, and we'll break them all at once because we need quite a lot of flint. So there's the gravel. And right, so we need to sift the gravel to get the flint. That makes sense. And we also get stone pebbles from that. Oh, it's a drop chance. So what we can do here is just drop all them in there. Now this will be interesting. Will this pick up? Because there's no... Oh, it should automatically pick it up and put it in here anyway, shouldn't it? Yeah. So we must make sure on our draw system that we've at least got one which is always empty. So we want a fair amount of flint, so we'll just let that run with all the gravel. I've only got 8 so far. So we managed 11 flint. So that's that quest done. Oh, we got 4 more. And now we can make item pipes. And that might be a little bit easier for doing this system here. So let's just make some pipes. So we want 2 chests. Actually, we probably want more than 2, but let's do this twice. And we're going to also need the wrench. because we can't do much with the pipes mod without a wrench. So, quick test, and let's see whether these pipes interact with the wooden barrels. They do. Right, okay. So we'll get rid of all these hoppers. And pipe them up. And then we shall put our chest just here. And then wrench this chest. So that is now an output. So the only downside to this is it's going to try and... yeah, I mean, it will fill... Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. It can only put so much into one of these. When it's full, it should move to the next one, which is what it's doing. Yeah, so that's fine. That works how I expected it to. Right, so that's done. That's still processing. Might as well put that into here. Does this fill up? Kinda, almost. Yes, it does. So we'll put a... In fact, I'll keep some of this dirt and we'll put it in here because we may need some dirt later on. Right. So that's basically multiplied that. We've still got a problem. We need to make the leaves. And I didn't see any way of automating this, but what I did find out was, is this finished now? It has. And if you go on a barrel and press U, and we look at the compost here, we'll see that there are 22 pages, and they all basically make dirt. So you can use lots of different items to actually make dirt. We don't necessarily have to use leaves. See, we can use string. The only problem with using string is you see there at the bottom of that window it says amount 40/1000. So that would require quite a lot of string per barrel. So that's probably not ideal. Silkworms are only 40 as well. Potatoes are 100. And I was looking through this earlier and I didn't quite find one particular item that would be beneficial over all the rest, apart from maybe raw animals, but then we'd need a farm and we'd need some way of killing the animals to get the raw meat, so that wasn't an option either. Now there is raw salmon and raw cod on here and they are 150 each, so if we could find some way of doing automated fishing, that would be possibly a way of doing it. Now I believe there's a vanilla way of doing automated fishing, but it's not something I'm familiar with, so I might have to have a look at that off camera. We don't have any copper either, so we can't do it yet. So we are literally stuck at the moment with shearing the leaves manually. Has this gone through all that? Wow, and that has burnt through all that. And filled our stone one up, so we need some upgrades as well. So I've just had a thought about this setup actually that I want to try, and that's putting the click machine underneath the bottom of the middle one and seeing whether that does all 9. So let's break these. They should have gone in here, yeah. And we'll break this too. So this is just a test to see whether this works. What I'm going to need is more dirt. I have included a faithful resource pack, so this may look slightly different to what it did before. The textures should be updated for vanilla Minecraft. I don't, by the looks of it, have any wood. Right, so let's get some of these. And we can actually get these going, and they should all end up in this wooden hopper here. So if I just throw them in there, they should fill those up. Meanwhile, right, so I need the other 3 sieves, and right, where should we do this? I need space. Just here will do. So you need to face it up like that, and then do your 3x3 centered on that. Did not take the sieves out. I did. Where did they go? Oh, there they are. For some reason, they didn't give me them. Right, we need a way of getting up here. So let's just use some slabs. And put in the meshes. So now we need 9 dirt, and we've got that there. So if we then put all 9 in there, does that feed all the... It does. Right, lovely. So that solves the problem of putting the click machine on the edge and it only feeding 2 rows. This actually feeds 9. And we'll pick all that up. So that is a resolution for this. So need to put these back and then move these across a bit. I'm a bit wary about that hopper being underneath the sieve. That might end up picking the pebbles up if the item collector doesn't. I've never actually seen the item collector drop anything in the world that's underneath it, so could probably do stopping that before it does that. Yep, that should be fine. So that solves the problem of having the item collector on the edge and it just doing the first 2 rows. Just put it underneath the center and then problem solved. Now this really is only temporary for pebbles, because all we need to do really is get enough pebbles, stone pebbles up, so we can make I believe we're going to be going into where are we? Oh, it's not that chapter. Here, down the bottom of here, we've got resource generators. Now I don't know whether they actually do stone or whether they do ore. Oh, so that's basically a cobblestone generator. So we have got a fair way to go actually before we get to that. Hostile mobs. Now we're kind of going to skip this if we can and come back to that later on. As I said earlier, I'm going to make a mob farm down there, but as the moment we've no requirement for mob drops. Now if that changes, then obviously we need to change our strategy going forward. But other than that, we are going... Oh, we're actually on that chapter. Yes, that's right. We created that hammer and we created gravel to get the flint, and then the flint allowed us to make these pipes here. But what we're actually going to do is go down this way to get to this dust down here. So obviously breaking gravel with the hammer will make sand, so we do need more stone. Right, that's the sand. And of course we can cook sand to make glass, or we can hammer it again to make dust. So let's take half of this, and then that makes, sorry, 36. Interesting. Oh, maybe it was a quest reward. Yeah, we got one from the quest reward. And then sifting dust will make much smaller dust. Okay. So we sift this into dust, and then that dust, looking at that, we're going to make the transformation powder, and then that transforms into organic matter, which we then sieve, and we can get coal, tin, copper and coal from. Looks like we can turn dust into clay. So we need water inside the barrel, and you right click it with dust and that will make clay. Now let's unlock this quest here, which is 6 flint and 2 glass. Right, so then we take this dust, put it in the click machine. That should give us, there we are, dust. Doesn't give us much dust, but gives us some. Right then, let's go back to our quests. So that's now complete. This is not unlocked, right? So we need to just cook some glass. These actually have glass in the recipe. Where did I put my furnace? Here. So we might as well just do a block of 8. One thing to note is that this table that we had here that I told you in episode 1, which was bugged, that mod has been removed in an update, so that's now gone. So where do we go from here? Glass, and we need flint. I've only got 1 flint, right? Okay. What did we do to make flint? We sieved gravel. Knew there was a good reason why I kept this gravel, so let's throw that in there. Now we've nowhere for this flint to go in here, so let's just remove that dust, and then the flint can go in there. So this was 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, and the glass each side makes the fluid pipes. So that's that completed. That completed. We can now go to the clay one. So we need the barrels, these barrels here. So I'll put them here. And we can make an iron bucket, as long as it's the default recipe, with the iron that we found on those big ships in the chests. Yep, 1 iron bucket. So we can now just scoop water out of the ocean, and we need some dust, don't we? Is it dust we make it from? Yes. I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of auto hammers down the line, otherwise we're going to be doing a lot of hammering. Seems that texture is slightly buggy. Not sure how much clay we're going to need, but we might as well do the other. Oh, I lost one. Oh, there it was. Right, so that's the clay. Now these are upgrades for these item and fluid pipes. We'll come back to that later on. And this is obviously to do with cactus, sugarcane and bamboo, that side. So unless we need to go that route, we'll come back to that later as well. So on to pottery. So clay balls. Let's turn it all into balls. It's easy enough to turn back into blocks should we need. So going up, we're going into Botany Pots. Now this is going to be great for automating the farm produce, so we'll definitely go that way first. Now let's have a quick look and see what the Botany Pot, how they're made. So that's terracotta, which you normally just smelt a clay block. And then the flower pots are 3 bricks. So we need to turn some back into blocks. So let's cook 5 of those. And we need 3 bricks to make 1 pot, and then to automate the botany pot you have to make a hopper one, which is just a hopper with it, or you can include that in the original craft, but we can't really do that because we need to unlock the other quest. We can do it for any more that we have afterwards. What? I'm going to have to look back at the video there. I thought I only cooked 5. Okay, confusion. And then we turn that into a bonsai hopper pot. So that completes that one. Oh, yeah, that's could be where we got the extra from. Right, and for the hopper pots you need some storage. Now the best way to do the storage is to make a 4x4, the 4 drawers. I think we've got, yeah, we've got 4 chests, and then we'll just do that, and that makes 4 of those, but we don't need 4 yet. Where are we going to put these? Let's put these over here. So all you do is you put down your storage drawer, shift click a botany hopper pot on the top, put in a dirt, we'll try it that way, and then get a sapling. And the question is that going to grow? Yes, it's growing. Oh, you can see it there, it's growing very slowly. So that will fill up the internal inventory if you've got nothing underneath, otherwise it will drop like a hopper, hence its name, hopper botany pot, into any storage that is underneath it. So we'll leave that running now. We've got an endless supply of, well, it should be oak logs, sticks, apples, and we may get leaves. Let's have a look. So the way I did that is, oh, I did recipe on it, that's right. Recipe. So this is for crops. If you click that, it gives you everything, including stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. So as you can see here, it looks like we've got used different types of farmland. Is it any different for the chances? Doesn't look like it. Maybe that speeds up the actual growth process. Now if you click the crops at the top there, that'll show you what you can put in all the botany pots that are not just crops but other stuff as well. So you can see here, this is, looks like this may be how we're going to be growing our oh, this is mystical agriculture, so it's growing actual seeds. So we can use botany pots to create our mystical agricultural farm. You can do flowers as well, it's useful. Oh, what was that? Is that coral? It is coral. Yes, anyway. So you see there, you're not guaranteed to get all 4 items from each run or each pass through, so we've just got logs on that one. I will put the other logs in there though. So we can create more botany pots, which I will possibly do off camera. So anyway, let's carry on with our quests. We've gone upwards, that's fine. So porcelain clay is next, used to make clay stuff. So that's clay ball and dust. Let's just have a quick look and see how much we're going to need. We don't need to do clay buckets, but we'll do it for the quest to get down here. So we're going to need 7 for that. That's 1 fired up. And so we need 10. How many dust did I get? Of course, 9. Isn't that always the case? Oh, it makes 2. That's better. That's much better. So we've got that. So we can now make our bucket and our crucible. That's the bucket. That's the crucible, and we need to fire these, and to fire them you just simply put them in a furnace. Wrong one. So that's that quest. And that quest. I'll actually get rid of this wooden one. I'm not sure if we're ever going to use the wooden one. Now, the torch is not a very good source of heat for this. Yeah, you can create all sorts. If you go on uses of a torch and click on the Crucible heat sources there, you'll see. You click on that, yeah. So if you click on it, you can see there that the torch was 5 times, I believe. Yeah, 5 times for that. Redstone torch 3 times. Uranium block 50 times. That'd be useful. Let's see, what is the biggest? So the tertium coal block 70 times. Not sure if we've got access to that. Supremium, that's a long way off, 90 times. Campfire would be a good alternative, 3 times faster than the torch. We don't want to set fire to anything, so that's not a good idea. Block of coal, I don't think we've got enough coal yet, but that's 40 times, so that would be a good one after you've got your initial coal. But for now we'll keep that as that. Now I do believe that what we're going to do here is create a bucket of lava. Yeah, that's what the quest is pointing us to. And to do this, you take your stone pebbles to create cobblestone, and then the cobblestone can go in here. Can't actually see. Texture's a bit skew with on these as well. So as you can see there in the tooltip at the top, it's now converting those cobblestone into lava. So that will take a while to convert. What we're going to need, I believe, is for these resource generators down here, the recipe has a bucket of lava and a bucket of water. Now I wonder if we can mix the two. Looking at that, I don't think we can. And there is a resource generator 2, and that looks like it's the same recipe. So if that's the case, how does one differentiate the recipes between the 2 resource generators? Now does that let us choose? Oh, that lets us choose which one we make. Oh, so that's good, so that we haven't got a recipe conflict. That button there on these crafting tables, and that gives us our ceramic bucket back. So that's really good. So that's one resource generator, and then we need to do the same recipe again for the other one. And we got given a bucket of lava, so we can simply take a bucket of water and then repeat. But we click that button and choose the other resource generator to get that one. And that completes that chapter and gives us an Seapolis utilities book. Now the reason why you need the Seapolis utilities book is if you look inside, I believe it tells you about the resource generators. Right, there's not much to say about that resource generator, but this one I believe requires blocks. So this resource generator 2 is a basic block that will duplicate items like cobblestone and stone. Any block that can store items will work. When working, the resource generator 2 will turn blue and start to provide items in the inventory below. So as you can see here, there are items that are actually above to that produces different actual blocks. Not sure if that's the speed block that's on the top. So I think this block here is what is produced by this generator, and the one that's on the very top is the speed. So this produces 1 item every 2 seconds with, that looks a bit like lead, maybe? That's like iron and copper, or maybe bronze, or brass, or both. That produces 1 item every 3 seconds, and without that block it produces 1 item every 4 seconds. So this removes this need, basically. So we can test this out. We'll just pop a couple of these resource generators on top of, we'll put one on top of there, one on top of there. So I believe you need the block in, what it's going to produce. So that should produce cobblestone. It does, but it doesn't drop into the storage drawer. Maybe that's where the upgraded one comes in. Right, so this one is doesn't have a GUI. So let's try stone on top of that. It turns blue and then produces a stone. Right. This one doesn't actually output below, so we're going to need a hopper there. So resource gen there, and then stone that not on top goes inside, idiot. Oh, right. Take two. We will cook a cobblestone into a stone, and we will put the stone in there. So that produces stone, that produces cobblestone, but this one here can make other types of stone as well. So depending on what stone it is that you want, can make others. Right, my inventory's a mess. Right, so that is that chapter complete, and we can now move on to organic matter. So we have to create this port transformation powder, and that is a combination of dust, any pebble, and flint. So we're going to need lots of gravel, and we're going to need lots of hammering, and we're going to need to do lots of sieving. So we're going to need a lot of grinding here. I don't believe we've got any way we can at the minute. You see, there's the flux hammer there. We're going to need access to copper and tin. Certainly, I believe, to make this. It's got a copper hammer in it and 2 tin ingots. So we're going to need access to that. I don't believe we found any copper or tin, did we? No. Right, so we just need to basically power through this grinding stage to get more dust. We need more flint, so we need to hammer more cobble into gravel to get our flint, and we have to sieve the gravel to get the flint out. So right, so we got 42 dust out of the stack and 50 flint out of the stack, so not a guaranteed 1-for-1. And we are currently making the pore transformation powder. So this recipe here, we need a pebble, and let's take basalt pebbles. I believe we probably don't have any significant recipe, but who knows. And that allows us to make 44 of those. Can be used to make organic matter. And what do we do? Oh, right, okay, so this is a fluid transformation. We need to create lava. So what you do here is we take some stone, cobblestone, almost a stack there, and we put it into our crucible. Now this is the wooden barrel that we've got, the extra one, these ones here that we created. You don't want to be putting lava in them. There should be a stone barrel, or maybe a ceramic one. Yeah, there's a stone one there, look. So that's made of stone and stone slab. Now we'll create 6. Why not? My inventory's full. So stone barrels. Let's just put a couple down there. Now we don't want these filling with water, and they will fill with water if you don't cover the top up. So that's just reminded me. So let's grab some of those. In fact, I should have some stone ones. Where did the stone ones go? Oh, I used them all, didn't I? Okay, so we will use these wooden ones. Should be fine, even though it's lava that's in the barrel. Shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. But you want to cover them up from the rain, otherwise these will fill with water. So we need this lava to, or cobblestone to turn to lava. And then we can bucket. So we need our bucket back that I put in here. Don't need water in it. Now we can automate this process. Now I've not actually found a use for these drying tables yet, even though we'll get one later on probably. For turning zombie flesh. And I'll actually take these back. Because what we can do... Now, do these connect to the side? They do. They do indeed. But for the time being, until that bucket's complete, let's create a better fuel source. So the first thing that we saw, I believe that I can make would be a campfire. There's usually just charcoal sticks and wood, yeah, and they are indeed. Let's put those pebbles back in here. That's it. So we will put the campfire just here. And then we will put this fired crucible one block above it. And then we will pipe out of that into these stone barrels. And that will give us an endless supply of, well, not endless. And we can go one step further and create one of these resource generators again. Put that above the fired crucible or alongside, and then just pipe them in. We'll get it all automated as you know as we're going along. Just need to get this lava out of here now. Right, there's our one bucket. So we'll take that out. And then what we'll do is break this. Put it above the campfire. So that's now heat 15. Whereas with the torch it had heat 5. And we will put more lava, more cobblestone in there. And then finish off the fluid pipes, which... do they connect to the side of this? They do. And then if I wrench that, they should transfer the lava into these stone barrels. And then all I can do here for the time being is put a hopper into the top and put a stack of cobblestone in there, and that will keep that auto filled. Right. Remind me again what we needed the lava for. Oh, transformation of these. Right, okay. So once these are full with lava, so I'm going to have to wait for that, you take the transformation powder and just right click the stone barrel, and that will give you the block equivalent. Looking at the recipe for this, so lava in a barrel, right click the powder on top of the lava, and it should give you the organic powder block. Right, so here we go, right click and then right click again to take it out, and there you can see we have our poor organic matter. What do we do with the poor organic matter? It looks like we need a different mesh, so we need a flint mesh for this, which you just upgrade the string one. Ooh, we might have enough. Might have enough. No, almost had enough. So we got 7. So we just need some more gravel. And then that one, and was it this one? Yeah. Right, so that's our meshes upgraded to flint. and I take it to get copper and or tin and coal, we simply sieve this block here, and we do indeed. Right, so we need to make loads more this, and let's try this out and see what we get. Oh, it's like we got 4 mini coal, 4 tin, 3 copper and 2 coal. So we can automate this whole process, and I don't see any other reason why we shouldn't do that now rather than later. All we need is a resource gen on top of here. To get the Flux Hammer, we need 2 copper and 2 tin. Now this is RF powered automatic hammer, as it says there in the tooltip, so we will need to go further than that and create a Dynamo, and this one is all tin. And with a compression dynamo, you give it a fluid. So as you can see here, we've got Ender organic fluid, tree oil. Then on this side, it tells you how much RF per bucket it generates. So they're both 100,000 RF. That's 20,000. That's 60,000. That's creosote oil and colourful organic fluid. Improved organic fluid does 1.5 million for refined fuel, which is not surprising. That's near end game-ish. Skulking organic fluid is 40,000, and lava, which is what we'll be doing, is 10,000, because we've got no access to any other liquid apart from lava at this point. So that's how we will feed that. So to create this chain going, we basically probably need a couple of these resource gens. What we'll do is, seeing as this one is obviously faster than this one, because that's on 270 stone. I know this is only 176 cobblestone, but we broke a couple of stacks at least with that one. So let's just break this one. We will take the storage drawer with us, even though this storage drawer is probably the worst one for this job. We'd really need a single storage drawer, which we can create. They will hold more. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this storage drawer actually on top of that chest, and then put this resource gen on top of that storage drawer, and then put cobblestone. Right, so that will then fill that up, and that drops into there and keeps that full. And then we'll take these cobblestones out of here and put them into there. And then we can break these, and we will use these just here. We need some more of these click machines to automate this process. So long as this is giving us a net generation of cobblestone, we'll be okay for now. But we can speed this up once we get the into our metals. Right, so let's complete these quests, and to complete the quest we just need to pull one of these out like that, and then we can put them back in again. That gives us 8, 8, 8 and a book, and then we can combine these by pressing K. That gives us those, that gives us those. That completes that quest and that quest, and then we furnish these to give us the ingots, and that completes that quest, which we get 3 more ingots from. That quest, which we also get 3 more tin ingots from. We can now create this. We just need 4 glass, which I believe I made today. Yes. So we need a couple of sticks. And this is the auto hammer. So we make our copper hammer, and then just a couple of wooden hoppers, and that gives us the Flux Hammer. which removes the need. Oh, we even get one as a reward, which removes the need to lay out the blocks and hammer them with this, you know, hammer. I've got a quest complete somewhere else. Bronze. Oh, copper hammer. Right, okay. Let's go back to organic matter. So we need to make the compression dynamo and some energy pipes. The energy pipes are 2 copper in there. Let's see what we need for the compression dynamo. So that's 6 tin. So we need 24 tin bits. And we've got 11 currently. Oh, we've got 3 in there, so we don't need that many, do we? I don't know why I did that. You can just press K. This pipe wants to be around the other side, and then it won't get in the way of me picking up these blocks. So that's 5. We just need 1 more. So that's the 6 ingots that we needed, and 1 piece of glass, and that gives us a compression dynamo. So we now have a way of generating power, and these hammers will auto smash up the blocks for us that are made from these resource gens. Right, so that's all for this episode. Let me come back for episode 3 or whichever number we're on next, and we'll get into automating this and upscaling it into a bigger process. I'll see you next time.